compensate for those Judases. And today she would finally get the chance to tell Wells she hadn't counted him out. Down? Sure, but never out. She'd look right into those bloodshot eyes and remind him that his greatness wasn't something that could go away. It had simply gotten hidden beneath self-doubt, alcohol, and a frown that could scare the feathers off a duck. Josephine still couldn't believe she'd won the contest, even if she had entered it 61 times. Lunch and lessons with Wells Whitaker. One lucky fan would share a meal with the once great, and soon-to-be great again, Wells, followed by a putting lesson. Technically, Josephine didn't need the lesson, as she'd grown up on a golf course, worked in a pro shop, and spent her days teaching proper techniques to customers. Golf was her life. She was more stoked for her chance to shake some sense into the defeated athlete. No one else seemed inclined to take on the task, especially his caddy, who appeared to be watching Vanderpump Rules on his phone. Really, the sparse crowd that had followed Wells to this hole seemed inclined to knock off early or find a more popular player to watch, a couple of them breaking from the pack and wandering toward the clubhouse before Wells even took his shot. A bunch of fair weathers if Josephine had ever seen them. Unfortunately, Wells looked like he was considering dropping out of the tournament altogether, too. On one hand, that would mean Josephine would get lunch sooner. Her waning blood sugar could use the boost. On the other, she'd rather see him finish the day on a high note. Time to make an impact. Josephine reached down deep for her fangirl wail and set it loose, startling many a khaki pants-wearing man in the process. "Let's go, Wells! Put it in the hole!" The golfer gave her a stone-faced look over his generously muscled shoulder, affording her a view of his light brown eyes and square jaw. "Oh, look. It's you. Again." Josephine gave him a winning smile and held up her sign, which read, "Wells's Bell." "You're welcome." A line popped in his stubbly cheek. "You got this," she mouthed at him. Then couldn't resist adding, "I'm excited about our lunch today. You remember that I won the contest, right?" His sigh could have knocked over a small child. "I tried to forget, but you tagged me on Twitter. 8 times. Had it been 8 times? She could have sworn she'd limited herself to 6. You know how the important things get swallowed up on that app. Well, it didn't. He prodded at a lip that looked suspiciously split. Do you mind if I concentrate on this shot now? Or do you want to go over the specials menu? I'm good. Great, actually. Josephine pressed her lips together to stop the smile from bursting straight off her face and held up her sign with renewed purpose. Everyone in the crowd was gaping at her, something that used to be a lot easier when she had her partner in crime. Her best friend Tallulah used to accompany Josephine on these fangirl outings for moral support, but she was currently on a research trip out of the country, leaving Josephine to hold down the sidelines alone. But Josephine was okay with that. She was thrilled her friend had gotten the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Didn't mean she didn't miss her terribly. Swallowing the goose egg in her throat, Josephine ignored the man furiously brandishing a paddle at her that read, "Quiet, please," and shouted, "Keep it in the short grass, Wells, you absolute legend!" "Ma'am," the paddle man snapped. Josephine winked at him. "I'm done." "Good. For now." Wells watched the exchange while shaking his head, then turned back around, shifted down into his stance and... Look, there was simply no ignoring the gas in the man's tank. Glute strength gave a golfer driving power, and Wells's posterior was the one part of his career that remained a champion. Bounce a quarter off that thing? Nah, try $2 silver. They would rebound off his well-rounded booty and knock a fangirl out cold. And she'd go down smiling.